Welcome from Silver Spring in Maryland. In this vlog I want to show you the capital of the United States, Washington D.C. As I said on my last flight report with Austrian, I'm really happy to be in the United States again. 2 years ago at January 2020, before COVID, was my last visit here, and now I'm back. I know before at this channel it was a little bit difficult because all my videos of the flights were in English and my travel vlogs in German. It's just a simple reason because it was so much easier for me at the beginning to speak in my own language and not in English. But for now I think it's better if I do all my content in English. And where is the best place to start the vlogs in English? For sure in the United States. So I wait now for my metro to Washington. As you see right behind me, it's so much raining today. I hope we get sun later, but for now we have to do the best of it. And now come with me, let's explore Washington D.C. If you want to visit Washington D.C., there are different ways to come to the city. If you go by plane, international flights will arrive at Washington Dulles Airport, like my flight yesterday. Domestic flights will arrive at Ronald Reagan Airport, closer to the city. If you go by train, Amtrak or something else, then you will arrive here at Union Station. If you don't go with anything of it, just visit this train station because it's really impressive. You can't complain it to European train stations. This building was built in 1907 and look at the impressive main hall. I mean, just the golden walls. Amazing. You see, Germany is everywhere. Here at Union Station they have already the new Condor colors. I think the easiest way to travel here in Washington DC is to use the metro. If you want to use the metro, you need this Smart Trip card. You can buy it on nearly every metro station and then just charge it. You can charge it also with a day pass or something like this. If you want to enter the metro, then tap it at the entrance, like in many other cities also. After the ride, tap it again and then they will charge the price of the ride.
Washington was founded in 1790 for only one reason:
to be the capital of the United States and the seat of the government. Till this point, the seat of the government was in Philadelphia. Only 3 years later, they began to build the United States Capitol right behind me, and it was completed in 1800, and since this day it is the seat of the Congress. You can visit the Capitol, you only need to book a ticket online, and I think the best way is to do this a few days before you want to visit. Sometimes the tickets are sold out days before, and then you only need to be here 45 minutes before your guided tour, and don't bring too much luggage with you. They only accept small bags, no food, no drinks, no liquids, and then you can visit the famous United States Capitol. Yeah, that's what I want to do now. I hope you come with me. The guided tour through the United States Capitol was really interesting, and I can appreciate it to all of you. Right at the other side of the street, there it is. This is the Library of Congress. It's the biggest library in the world with over 100 million of books, and you can visit it also. After the US Capitol and the Library of Congress, luckily the rain takes a little break. So I am outside now at the National Mall, and the National Mall is no shopping mall. It is a 2 miles long park. That means 3.6 kilometers long. On the one end is the Capitol Hill, where I was already today, and at the other side is the Lincoln Memorial, where I want to go later. Along this 2 miles you find a lot of memorials, like the World War II Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, or the Vietnam Memorial, and also a lot of museums. All of the museums from Smithsonian are free. You don't need to pay entrance. So if you want to visit some museums, look at the Smithsonian Group. Right behind me you see the Washington Memorial. This memorial was built to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obelisk is 160 meters high, and on top of it, it's an observation deck which you can visit. Right behind me is the National Archives Museum. It's the home of the most important documents and papers of the United States. If you want to visit it, it's free of charge, like the most museums here in Washington D.C. And there you can see the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not allowed to make videos or photos inside. But if you're interested in the American history, then this museum is really good for you, and if not, then it could be really boring for you. So, after 2 years without the United States, what I want to eat now, for sure, burger. Finally arrived the other end of the National Mall and the Lincoln Memorial. This memorial was built for Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. And inside you find a 6-meter high statue of Abraham Lincoln and 36 columns that represent the states at the time of his death. Yeah, in front of this building had Martin Luther King Jr. his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And if you want to have a great look over the whole National Mall, then you have to go to the same place and just enjoy the views. One of the famous memorials here at the National Mall is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. At the black walls right behind me are the names of 58,000 or more than 58,000 soldiers who died during this war. My last spot for today before the sun goes down, the famous White House, home of the president, and it was built in 1792, and since George Washington, every president of the United States lived there. For sure you can't visit the building or you have really good connections to your embassy, then maybe it's possible, but for everything else or for everyone else, not really. So this is the only view you can get, or from the other side where the Lafayette Square is, and maybe during the day you see a lot of crazy people there. But that's it for now. The sun goes down soon and I go now to my hotel. I see you tomorrow and hopefully with better weather then. Good morning to my Washington vlog part 2, and you see it? We have sunshine. I'm lucky today, and now I want to explore the other side of the Potomac River with the Arlington Cemetery and the Pentagon. This is Arlington Cemetery, the largest military cemetery in the United States. Every day there are more than 20 funerals for veterans since the First World War. Also you can find here some famous places like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, the gravesite of John F. Kennedy and the Arlington House. It's a perfect spot for a little walk, and if you don't want to walk, there is also a shuttle service for I think about $9. The eternal flame on the John F. Kennedy gravesite is burning there since he was buried in 1963. I'm now on the Arlington House Hill, and here you have a wonderful view over whole DC. You see there right behind me the National Mall, you can see the Pentagon, my next stop, and everything. The Washington Monument, the Capitol, it's just a great view. I'm now in front of the Pentagon. The Pentagon is the headquarters of the United States Department of Defense, and all the military leaders are right inside the building. I think not today, during weekdays. Now it's Sunday, so I think they have day off. But that makes it a little bit difficult to make pictures and filming here in front of the building. Everywhere are signs, no photography. But if you want to have some really great looks over the Pentagon, then you have to fly from Ronald Reagan National Airport. During takeoff and landing you have some great looks over the building. I can show you now my footage from my last flight. It was really great. The Pentagon was built during the Second World War in 1941, and unfortunately 60 years later, in 2001, I think you know all of you know this day, 9/11, it was hit by a plane. Yeah, I'm now inside the Pentagon Memorial. Here inside the memorial there are, you see it right behind me everywhere, there are benches for everyone who died during this attack. 184 people lose their life on this day here inside the Pentagon, and to honor them they made this memorial. It's really sad, but this memorial is open the whole day, and I think it is the best way to take a look here on the memorial and to honor all of their lives. Everywhere in DC you find these red Capital bike sharing stations. They are very nice and useful if you want to take a ride through the National Mall. I'm back on the other side of the Potomac River, and next to the National Mall you find the National Air and Space Museum. It's one of the most famous museums about aviation. There you find a lot of planes and drones, something like a huge part of the Boeing 747 or the command capsule of the Apollo 11 mission. That's really great, but unfortunately, like you see behind me, it's under construction. They renovate the museum and the website said it's reopened this year in 2022, parts of it. The other parts are opened in the years 2024 and 25. So if you want to visit it, check the website. I visited this museum already in 2019, so I know what's inside. And luckily there is another part of the museum far away from Washington D.C, but this part is opened. It's everything free of entrance because part of the Smithsonian Group. So let's go to this museum. Here we are, right at the end of Washington-Dulles runways, and that's the spot where the second part of the National Air and Space Museum is located, the Udvar-Hazy Center. I hope it was right. It is named like a man who donated so much money to the museum that they can build this complex and named it like him. Yeah, every time when you look at the website of the National Air and Space Museum, you see a lot of planes and the space shuttle. The last time in 2019 I was looking the whole time for the space shuttle. I don't know where it is. I didn't find it. The simple reason is because it's here. Far away from, oh my god, there is an Airbus A380 of Emirates departing. Wow, that was luck that I'm here at the right time. But what I want to say, the museum is far away from the city. If you want to go from Washington D.C. here to the airport, you can do it by metro and bus, but it will take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, so far away. Inside you find a lot of planes like the Air France Concorde, you see the space shuttle, one of the 4 remaining space shuttles. One is here, one for sure at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, one is in New York, and one is in California. But for now, let's go inside. The museum, like the other ones of the Smithsonian Group, is free of entrance. Look at this amazing museum, it's just incredible. Most of the planes are military, but you have also the space shuttle. My highlight is here for sure the Air France Concorde. You find also an old Boeing 367, the prototype of the Boeing 707, and an old Junkers Ju-52 in Lufthansa colors. I would say for me the long ride here from Washington D.C. to the museum is totally worth the time.
So contagious, yeah, baby. Yeah, your love is so contagious, contagious.
Here from the observation tower you can overlook the whole airport, listen to the ATC and see the planes departing. That's awesome. That's it. That was my vlog about Washington and my first vlog in English. I hope you can forgive me some mistakes I make about language, but I try my best and I hope you still enjoyed it. The next vlogs will follow and all of them in English. So for now, what can I say about Washington? It is a really great city. If you have good weather, then it's so perfect. I never saw another city that have so many attractions, so many sightseeing spots and museums for free. I really, the whole time here, I paid no entrance, nowhere. Only I paid for metro, for food, but that's it. And I really enjoyed my time here. I had 4 days. I would say if you want to see all of the city, 3 days, 3 whole days are enough to visit all of the spots here in Washington. Don't forget to check before where you have to book an online ticket, where you have to make reservations and all like that. Then you can really enjoy your time here in Washington D.C. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, you can subscribe my channel. I promise more videos in English will follow now. And I hope to see you the next time. Bye bye.